What helps you in recovery, and what do people get wrong about recovery?
Right. Well, I think the first thing, I mean, if we're talking about training itself,
Mm,
um, you have to think about again that idea of optimal. So in terms of recovery, we're actually asking the question about optimal load, and
mm,
that's saying, okay, if I do a certain amount of physical activity today, certain distance of
mm,
a run at a certain intensity, um, and all the other things I'm doing during my day that feed into this as well. How stressful
mhm,
is this time of my life? You know that there was a flood
mm.
in my suite, and I'm actually speaking from a friend's place, a neighbor, because yeah, we have these fans on. It's disruptive. I'm sure the noise is a stress on my system as it is. So all these other factors, like you got a bad sleep, you are, had to rush at, something happened, flood, and you didn't have a very good meal, and all of these, your diet, your sleep, your stress levels, all of it is feeding in
Mm,
to that load. One of the things I learned in psychology, I'm sure you know this, is that
mm.
your body doesn't differentiate between different types of stress. When we look at the cortisol and the different hormones in our body that are responding to stress,
Mhm.
it's the same um, mechanisms, whether it's physical stress, mental stress,
Yes.
emotional, cognitive. It doesn't matter what or if we're talking about stress of heat or whatever. If your body's feeling stress, it's the same response. We like
Mhm,
to think that there's a mind body separation, so we talk about the mind body, connection. There's no
mhm.
such thing in my mind. It's like
Right.
you're one being. You're a mental physical being. You're a physical mental being. It's just one thing. And so if you don't take all of it into account, you're going to overload simply because
Mm,
you're trying to compartmentalize your life, and you think that yeah, all this other stuff's going on, but surely my running's going to still be feeling great. And
yeah.
you might have a couple of good sessions, but if stress levels are high because of other reasons, your body will tell you, and it'll tell you through your running. This idea of a barometer. You're going,
Mm,
you're you're going to get feedback. About the fatigue that you're feeling. So I think seeing that it's a full system, and that all these things are part of the load, but within the current load that I'm putting on myself right now, is it sustainable? Well, for
mhm.
me, I don't like doing something so hard on one day that I can't bounce back within a couple days.
Ah,
There's a very classic hard easy system that a lot of top athletes in the world go by,
mm,
where there'll be a harder day, higher load, and there will be a little bit less
right.
load on the next day and a little higher load. Um, and I think that if you feel a certain amount of energy in terms of just the how much energy you actually feel during a run or whatever movement you're doing. How does your muscular skeletal set system feel? What's the
Mm,
muscle tone of your legs? So it's not even necessarily soreness, but you can just feel like there's a lot of work in there, right?
yeah, yeah.
You come into one of these more challenging days, and you are feeling ready for it. You're feeling rested and energetic, and your body's feeling good. It's feeling prepared for it. So you
Mhm,
do the load that you feel like you've adapted to. So it's not too much, it's not too little. It feels just right. And then within a couple days, if you can go into that next session feeling just as good, if not better, than you did before, today's session,
mm.
then that's optimal load, right? You're recovering on the schedule that you've set for yourself.
Hello there, and thank you so much for stopping by this channel. I hope you find this content useful, and if you do, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It will really help me to reach to more people and keep this content going. Here we are journeying together, and let's see where this takes us.